Yeah, we would. We're good at talking to ourselves. Welcome to the world famous stand up Honolulu. I am your host Pepper Lamb, and this is my co-host
DJ Wanderlust.
Yay! This is the Comedy Forum. This is the interactive podcast that we toss up once a week, where we hit topics of the day, things that are happening in the world, things that are happening in the time and space and continuum. And we start with 3 topics, but we tend on going all over the spot. And having said that, I'm gonna start actually all over the spot. You guys are local, yeah? Born and raised Hawaii mostly?
Yep.
That's cool. Who y'all root for? Football.
Pats.
Patriots.
Yep.
Patriots? Why?
My dad's side's from New England.
Your
Massachusetts.
dad is from Massachusetts, from New England. Okay, cool. Family's full of cheaters. Fair enough. Oh, shots fired. I said. And what about everyone else? Y'all just, what is football?
No.
No football at all?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What happened?
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, that's fair.
We
That's
don't
fair.
talk about it anymore.
I get it. No, that's fucked up for real. There's certain business shit that they should not allow. Like the NFL is a monopoly on football, obviously, and those owners are like billionaires, and they're just like, oh yeah, I can't afford a stadium.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need the city to pay for it, and the city's like, fuck you. And so he's like, well, I'm gonna move the team.
Yep.
They should stab that guy in the neck. I'm all for violence when necessary. It's just, no, I'm the only one. I'm the only
You know
one for
what?
violence when necessary violence? No?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I wasn't always, but I am now.
Cool. Man gotta have a code. Sorry, I was just watching The Wire.
That's what that is?
Yeah, man gotta have a
Oh,
code.
you gotta have a code.
Gotta have a
Alright.
code.
It's true though. Code is important.
Yeah. You guys haven't to look it up. I know I'm 20 years late on it. I don't care. Greatest television show ever made. True story. So we're here. It's been a wild week, and we're gonna start it out wild. We're gonna kick it out wild. So since you joined us last time, there were several people arrested. And some of them used to be in charge of the free world. And
It's just, yeah.
is what it is. I'm happy this time that we got the mug shots. That was
It
pristine. That was pristine mug shotness. However, there was serious lies happening on. Did we expect anything less than the lies?
No.
No.
All right. So, Monsieur President listed himself as 6'3", 215. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, and I believe there's 2 more NFL quarterbacks that are right in that 6'3", 6'4", 215 to 220 range. None of them are shaped like Trump. At all. At all. What's your license say, Dave?
I was gonna say. How did you know what I was gonna say? My license says something that a number I ain't seen in a very, very long time. Very long time. So I mean, it's kind of like, did he have to put the wine that was on his license? And if he didn't, I mean, let's just put it this way. I probably would have done the same thing.
I get you if it's the license, but like you going to jail, like who you trying to impress?
I mean, I'm just used to putting that weight on official documents. But the thing is, I'm at least gonna put something that people would believe. I think that's the part.
True that.
Did he say 6'3"?
He said 6'3", 215. Yeah.
Well, next time I'm gonna put 5'8". I mean, with my hair up like this, that might actually.
You got it in heels. You got it.
There we go.
You got that. Yeah.
Right there.
I feel like I don't even know how to explain it. It's when you're so pathological that you believe, like I believe that he believes it. He's 6'3", 215.
He got 6'3". You know what? He got 6'3" energy for sure.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
You know what I
He's
mean?
tall. He's not a short dude.
He's
And
a
I've been a
person,
short
yeah.
guy all my life, so whatever. Y'all ladies, y'all hate on us. Ladies be hating. Be like, oh, you're not tall. You 5'8", 5'9", whatever. I need a tall man. Shut up. Y'all tiny. Just because we not 6 foot, y'all be hating. Sorry, there's a little angst. There's a little angst. There's a little angst. But I mean, like, I get it to some extent. Like, so I lived in Arizona, went to high school, college out there. So I have a license that lasts for 40 years. I don't know if anyone has seen the Arizona licenses. So, yeah, 40-year license. Yeah, plain and simple.
They don't make you update the picture or anything?
Nah.
I got mine. It expired in 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year?
Yeah, I'm still pissed about it.
Weird.
I'm driving with no license and no insurance.
Don't say. Why did
Well,
you?
actually, that leads us where we're going.
It does.
Because the subject of the week, the number one subject of the week was the time you got arrested or should have got arrested. What the story is behind it. Oh,
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah. Glad you're on the other side of this camera here.
So, I've done many things I probably should have been arrested for in my youth, indiscretions, whatever. One time, well, not one time. So we used to steal signs. Woo. Yeah. Anybody have that drunken college aspect of deal? So, we would steal literal road signs that, like, would say, and then we spray paint it. Like, I had one, like one of those big, like, fold-up deals with the diamond in it, and I spray painted it purple and gold, and it said free oil. So we, at our fraternity parties, we would have our drinks, and it would be the sign, this big ass construction sign, still with the blinking light and everything.
Oh shit!
Come over here.
Oh shit!
Get your drinks out.
That is.
Wow. Yeah, for rugby, we used to at the end of the year, we used to have this big ass party out in the forest. So we would need cones and shit. So we would just go and steal cones from different construction sites, and then we set up our own parking deal in the forest of, hey, you need to park here, the pig roast is this way, all this type of shit. Yeah. See, look, I went to private school, so like white people taught me about my own white privilege.
Yeah.
And you can just do shit.
Yes.
Like I learned at like 14, you can just do shit. It's like, and if you with the right people or doing it, you can just do shit. It was like, what? Like all my life I've been walking around and like, obviously I look how I look in certain areas I know I can't do shit. Like even if I'm not doing shit, I'm still the suspect. But in other areas, you blend in, you can just do shit.
Yeah.
So we would just do shit, but it all came back. It all came back. Like when you wasn't doing shit, it come back and get you. One of my worst arrest stories was, I was, when I graduated college, anybody ever seen Training Day with Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
Okay. So that movie was hella popular as I was graduating college. So I get out of school and I go, and my first purchase as a grown-ass adult is a 1985 Cutlass Supreme. Basically, the car from that Denzel rode around in Training Day, a version of it. GMC, Oldsmobile, they was all American, they all rolling the same it was a G-Ride. I went and bought a G-Ride. I was like, yeah, my G-Ride is dope. I had a little system in the back, not some big whoops, but little one. Do y'all know how many times I got pulled over just for being black while driving? It was insane. Like I couldn't keep up with the tickets. It was just like, it was a drug. It was the number one drug dealer car in America. So everywhere I went, I got pulled over. They looking for shit. So there was no way I could keep up with the tickets. So one night we're having a big function, and I'm the DJ for the function. And so I leave all of my fraternity brothers at their deal, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go take the equipment and get ready for the party. So we pull up to the club. I pull in with all my equipment in the G-Ride, pull in as the cops are lighting me up going into the deal. So I pull in, and I'm just like, yeah, man, y'all, my shit, yeah, y'all pull me over all the time, and I haven't kept up with none of my shit because I keep getting pulled over all the time, constantly. And so as the party's starting, the cops are taking me to jail. There's no DJ. So my fraternity brothers are pissed. They follow the cops, bail me out, come back, and we still get the party started on time.
Wow.
Yeah. It was luckily they had a house club system and whatnot. But it was I sold that car about 6 months later.
Like, that's enough.
Too much. Just too much. I kept getting broken into or pulled over. It was just.
What were the tickets for?
The tickets were one like insurance, then it'd be, they get you for anything.
But I'm saying were they, you know what I mean? Like what legitimate, you know what I mean? Were they
I'm
just
sure
writing any damn
one
thing?
or two, any damn thing.
Right,
They just hunt the damn.
Damn light. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they just
I'm
hunt
just
the
wondering,
shit.
I'm just saying, like, what were they BSing on it? That's what I was just wondering.
They were BSing on the constant pullover. So
Right.
you get pulled over enough, they're gonna get you for something. And then when you don't pay the shit, they're gonna keep getting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what they were writing on it
Yeah,
because.
and any excuse to take you to jail, they was gonna do that. Oh yeah, speeding from. Well, I got arrested for breaking into my own car. I locked my keys in it, and somebody called the cops on me. Broad daylight. They was like, "Yo, this guy is breaking into a car right here." I'm out there for like 30 minutes getting into my shit, and somebody called the cops on me. Yeah. Yeah. Like in America, welcome. Is what it is. So let's hear your fun arrest story.
I don't have any arrest stories.
Oh, where's the time you should have got arrested there?
Should I got arrested? Honestly, I was
Selling secrets to the Russians?
no, none of that. I know that would have been a
Election
great
fraud?
segue.
Election fraud?
No election fraud. No, I don't think. Honestly, I was kind of like a very habitual rule follower in school and everything else, and I was not in the space where I could blend in and not get in trouble. So, no, I really can't. I can't think of any arrest stories. I was driving around for a little bit without without a registration and an inspection, but my car wasn't being recognized in the DMV. So they put the wrong VIN number in for my car, and they were like, well, it's not the right VIN, so you can't pay for your registration, which means that you can't get your inspection. So I had this Spider-Man situation going on where everybody's pointing at each other, and I went to the DMV, and they're like, we don't know, and then I went to the, hey, go to the dealer, they don't know, oh, call the other people, okay, they don't know, so it was literally just this thing, and I was just like, all right. So I just kept driving on until somebody pulled me over. But then I tried to explain it, and the guy was so mean about it. I ended up using ChatGPT to dispute the ticket, and I got I got half of it off. So
solid.
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Shout out to that officer. You were a jerk.
Yeah.
That's as close as I can get. I'm sorry. I'm not. I really am. I'm no, I don't want to.
You had a question, my man? A comment?
I got a ticket for arson.
Arson?
Damn.
Nice.
My first thought was
True
really
white boy
a
shit
ticket.
right there.
Right,
Hell yeah.
right.
Y'all was pulling pranks. And you lit somebody's house on
My
fire.
first thought was really a ticket.
When you're white, you just get a ticket for that shit.
But also,
you can literally set stuff on
my
fire.
second thought was this really arson? I was at a party. I was 16, and then we had a fire on the beach. And he was like, everybody off the beach now. And I was like, okay, yes, sir. So I walked, and everybody else ran. and he could only catch me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So they
He could only
hit you
catch
for-
you because you were walking?
No, I walked, yeah.
And so only catch you, but I'm saying, like, was he trying to catch you while you were walking, or were you just not, you know what I mean?
No, I just walked up. I was like, white privilege, I'm good. Apparently not. No, not that day.
That was
My mom had cancer that day, though.
What?
Yeah, but she got rid of it the next day.
What?
They cut it out, thyroid.
Okay, all right. That took a real turn.
It was a
That
tough
was
day.
ready.
It was a tough day.
It was a tough day.
Yeah.
So you got hold up. Okay, let's go back.
Take that all in.
So bonfire on the beach.
That's arson.
Arson.
Yeah.
Cop was mad because he wasn't fast enough to catch your friends, so he arrested you,
Uh-huh.
which you
Well,
thought you
take
weren't
it.
gonna get arrested for because white
Take it.
privilege. And then mom got the cancer taken out of her thyroid. Yeah.
The next day.
The next day.
Like, it was something like that. It was.
But
at
did
the
you
time,
find
it was
out
healthy.
like that day? And
Like,
then
I find
the
out
next
that
day?
day.
Use
I
that to
think
get out of
she-
jail?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
What was the most traumatic part of all of that that just happened?
Probably when the girl was having the party, she said that I could never come back to her party because I got arson.
So wasn't your mom having cancer?
No, I had a feeling, like my mom's a fighter, so I just had a
Okay.
feeling. Yeah,
Fair.
Yeah.
she's still alive.
Any other wild arrest stories out there? Arrested for no reason?
I've been arrested a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been convicted of anything, but probably my funniest story. I rode a wheelie past a cop at 70 miles an hour, and by the time he caught me, I didn't realize, obviously didn't see him. By the time he caught me, he was really pissed off, and so he pulls me over, and I had this. It was right after Halloween. I had this platinum blonde hair because I went as Dennis Rodman, and
What?
so I took my helmet off, and he's
Did
like,
you still have a blackface on?
Very late.
I didn't do blackface, thankfully. I had a mask thing, but yeah.
You know what? I know he did it. You're so wrong.
I know.
You're so wrong.
But yeah, so he takes me to jail and he charges me with felony reckless endangerment. And I called my attorney from jail and I was like, hey, it's like, you know, they want me to post this crazy bail and like, and I was on my way to work. And so my attorney's like, he's like, let me talk to him. And he gives me the phone back and he's like, you know, I posted bail for you, just like don't go anywhere and we'll take care of this. And I had to call my manager from jail, like, because I was working as a bartender. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be late to work. He's like, you're already late. I was like, I'm gonna be more late. Do you mind picking me up from jail? And he did. He came and picked me up, and he's like, what happened? I was like, I popped a wheelie on my motorcycle. He's like, you get arrested for that? I'm like, that's what I said. And so, but my attorney ended up getting dropped to careless driving and infraction. So it was a $300 fine and a $2,000 attorney bill.
Yep.
So Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even had a wedding dress made.
Yo!
So I had the wedding dress, the tattoo shirt. Like, I don't know if you remember that. They had a long sleeve shirt with all his tattoos. So I had the wedding dress, the tattoo shirt, the mask, and platinum blonde hair.
On the motorcycle?
Nice.
Not at the time.
Oh.
I just still had the blonde hair.
That reminds me of the part of the breaking in my car story. So I was bartending at the place, and this was right out front of my job.
Yeah.
And so the owner bailed me out as they knew that I was breaking into my own car. But somebody still called.
That's a damn shame.
It is. Oh well. Any trouble with the law? You look dangerous, sir.
No. I mean, the worst I can think of was in Japan, but that's all. It's just popping fireworks in a quiet.
As we transition to Too Old to Fighting. Too old to be out here fighting and threatening people. How old is too old to be in charge of shit?
I think
So
50.
why-
50?
62.
62?
45.
69.
45.
I'm 45. I run this.
And I would not trust you.
You don't trust
I
me?
wouldn't trust you to run the country.
Oh, what? Not the country? At
No,
45?
I would not.
You know just enough at 45 to actually run the
Wait a
country.
minute.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I would say 45 is prime deal
yeah.
to run the country.
I mean, it's only
I do
15
not.
years of a frontal lobe like
I do not.
situation being
I do
fused.
not.
Like no.
Yeah.
I disagree.
The reason why we bring this up is because Mitch McConnell had a stroke on television again.
Yup.
Yeah. They was like, are you gonna run for your next term in 2 years? And he just
It's just glitched.
He got about maybe 2 more times.
and then a lady came and pushed him.
Yeah.
It was just like
I'm gonna take a break here.
Yeah.
I was like, you really just said that like that's normal. Like
Yeah.
she's like, we're just gonna take
I
a break.
saw that they did a medical evaluation on him, and do you know what they said his problem was?
What?
He was dehydrated, which is the famous white girl excuse when they go to jail and do stupid shit.
Wait a minute now.
I was-
I ain't never in my life after not drinking some water
50
Just
is a
blacked out like
just
that.
look like that. I haven't.
To be fair, Mitch McConnell hasn't had hydration or a soul in like 38 years.
Right, like come on.
So,
Mitch McConnell looks like inflation. Just
yeah. His jowls they don't like,
No.
y'all know those little lizards where the thing pop
Oh,
out? Where they
no.
breathe like, his hasn't been popping out like that in
No.
like 5 years.
No, you can look at that shriveled ass skin and know that he ain't been hydrated in a very long time.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
long time.
I think he died 3 years ago. And they just,
Oh, and he's doing the what's that movie? What's the movie?
Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Only us old people know that. That's fine.
Wait,
Um,
don't put me in that
Currently
category.
Yeah,
not
no,
the name of the
if
president.
you notice how most of this room was like, what? Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, go ahead, get on your phone. You
So in the
know.
80s, they used to make these crazy movies that didn't make any sense, but we watched them because. So a guy died, and these 2 guys were taking care of him, and he was rich. And so instead of letting people know that he died, they just used his money all weekend and carried him around.
Yes.
Yeah, they just carried a corpse around.
Oh, and here's what's
And
funny
it was
about
a comedy.
it. No, and here's funny. There's lots of them. Yes.
good. I like it.
There was Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead or something like that. There was another one.
Yeah,
of
white
that.
people could just kill their babysitters in the 80s and make a whole movie.
Yeah. And it would be like a plot that they would continue to revisit.
I did
Yeah.
like that one too.
There's a Weekends at Bernie's too.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
That is unacceptable.
True story. Yeah.
Wait, what happened in 2?
Same shit. I don't know if it was the
Was
same
it
guy, but
dead,
it was the
like,
same.
the rigor mortis, like what happened?
know.
Like were they?
Because dead people shit themselves, so they was just walking around with a shitty ass corpse.
Oh no!
Guaranteed they
No one thought about that.
Was it like did they?
This is gonna be a remake. They ran out of fresh ideas now, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a remake.
If they made it 2, you know they're gonna make a 6.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
keep going. Sharknado.
But
Let's
like,
go.
did they film them right after one another? Because otherwise,
It was such a hit. They needed another Weekend at Bernie's.
so 6 is just
It might have been the
skeletons.
following weekend. I don't know.
So 6 is just the skeleton in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
Who knows?
Just,
Yeah, but for real though, our world leaders are in their 80s.
So sad.
What do you young people feel to shut it down? My man, when you think they need to, you think they need term limits? You think they need to just be like the age out? Just call old people? Nah, fuck y'all too old.
No.
Probably gotta get rid of the parties.
The parties, okay.
okay. Okay.
For air traffic controllers, mandatory retirement is 50.
Wow.
Because after 50, they
Your
start
eyes-
crashing planes.
Your eyes start to.
And it's
I
not
think-
that, it's because they're juggling, because the traffic controllers are juggling like all the flights,
Mhm.
and so they're saying which planes to speed up or slow down or whatever.
I think
And they
that's,
realize after 50, they start making mistakes. And
I think that's different though, because that's alertness based
Yeah.
versus wisdom based. Which like there's definitely an age limit for presidents, like there should be, but maybe not an age, maybe more of a capabilities. Like, I mean it's nuts. We have a whole election. You think that'd be good enough, but maybe like a test of some sort. Like people do it with driving.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. If you fall
Do
off
they
the
though?
bike,
You know the accidents in Hawaii?
No. As someone-
83-year-old person dies on the freeway.
As someone without a license, they make you get an eye test in New York every time you gotta get a new one. But for some reason, they gave me a 1-year one, and I even got the new one. So they make you do it in New York. They make you do an eye test. So maybe just an eye test.
So, Manny Pacquiao is a senator in the Philippines right now. And he's a great boxer. And I feel like we could get closer to world peace if like all of like the leaders are like forced to like fight in a ring.
BJ Penn for government.
That was my next point. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the cognitive decline of BJ Penn. I don't know about Manny Pacquiao because you can never understand him anyway. But I know if anyone follows BJ Penn on social media, whoo, he has been hit in the head too
I've met
fucking
him,
many times.
and he's that same way in person.
Oh yeah, I believe
Like
it.
I met him, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's nice to meet you." And he was just like, and I was just like, "Oh, I don't want a picture." But I don't want a picture.
This is not even documented.
Yeah, it's sad, but I mean I'm all for fighting in Congress, and not like I said, violence is necessary. It's very necessary. But
what would you call like the tournament where they would fight?
ooh,
I mean, did they have an
Celebrity
MTV show
Deathmatch,
about
so
that
you
called,
gotta
what
make
was
it
that
something
MTV
good.
show where they used to like beat each other up and Play-Doh?
The celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah,
Straight
celebrity
up,
deathmatch.
There we go.
Two-party death.
Political deathmatch.
But a whole bunch of 65-year-old white guys
Hell
fighting.
yeah.
I would pay.
Elon and
that deserves
I
a
would-
whole
that's
new
like a
tournament
I would
name.
say-
Just tried that
Yeah.
shit. Elon fell through.
I would
Yeah.
pay my
They
dues.
never went through
They
it.
never did it.
They
I
call
think
it
Elon backed out of it.
Oh shit.
Elon didn't back out, but he didn't move forward with it. I mean, he snapped some pictures, trained with George St. Pierre, but never went through it. Zuck was like,
Zuck
Damn well.
Zuck was like, yo, bring your ass on.
Yeah.
You know damn well that wasn't gonna happen.
I think they should call that the filibuster.
Oh! That is
Boom.
Boom.
That's
I
how you
like that.
filibuster?
I support that, man.
You got to be 65 and in Congress or House of Representatives to enter this tournament. And well, since Tina Turner's dead, we'll have Angela Bassett referee.
Oh.
They could tax the
Thunderdome,
pay-per-view.
one man enter, or two man enter, one man leaves. Yes.
She's like that Korean TV show.
The Korean yeah.
Yeah, where the red light, green light, because they had all these skill sets where they had to do different stuff, and they should send Congress, presidents, all of them into that TV show, and whoever survives gets keep their job.
Yeah. I also think they need to have a congressional episode of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Some of them people up there just be like, yeah, and so when Jesus got off the back of a dinosaur, he said, you should vote for me. And people voted for him.
Yeah.
We got to stop. We're going to have to kill some people in America, y'all. On the real.
I mean, we got enough guns.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Yeah. I think this next election is leading us to a very of mice and men moment here in the United States, and for you literary people,
Sorry.
Lenny's petting rabbits, and we're just gonna have to shoot him in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
Most of America
Oh man.
is what it is.
George. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we
Okay, we aged ourselves again. Who in here knows of mice and men?
Are they still making y'all read that?
No,
I
you're not.
teach it, my kids don't read it.
Yeah.
They're not making y'all read that
It's
shit?
so
They read
short.
it. They're supposed to. They
It's
just-
so short. I was an English teacher as well, so I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you just
It's a philosophical book where you have two basically farm workers, and one of them is a caretaker. One of them's big and strong, but I think he's slow. He got
So he
got
definitely
retouched,
had some kind of developmental challenges, and you know, of course, this is written a very long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind while you finish reading. Special educator up here, gotta keep us.
It was written a long time ago.
I don't remember.
On track.
But basically, he doesn't know his own strength, and he's good with animals, but then like he falls in love with this chick and like hurts her, and so then they gotta kill him.
Yeah, it ends winds up being like get killed by the mob that's coming to kill him, or get killed, I guess, by the person you love. Yeah.
Does every book with mice have mentally challenged people in it? Because Flowers for Algernon
Flowers for Algernon
also had mice and mentally
It was a theme in the 60s
So
and
it's
70s.
probably that. So of mice and men being probably the archetype for it. There's a cartoon. Do you remember that cartoon? With
Tom and
George-
Jerry?
No.
Pinky and the
Pinky and the Brain?
No.
About 3 blind mice.
No, it was like George and Lemon. What you gonna do, George? Like it was like based
Yeah,
off
that was
of
Pinky and the
like,
Brain.
No.
Shrek
No,
3.
it was a different one. It was a completely different. It was two. Was it cats? I think it was 2 cats, and one of them was big, and one of them was small.
Oh no, that was Looney Tunes where they had the pit bull doggy, and then
I don't think it was.
and then they had the little one. What are we gonna do today?
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah, Looney Tunes.
It's a common theme.
Yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the
So
book.
that's directly from Of Mice and Men for sure, and he definitely, I think, kills some animals,
Yeah.
petting them.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Nah, you was right, David.
I was right.
You was right.
It's not Looney Tunes.
No, it was the other one that you said, Pinky and the Brain.
It wasn't.
No.
No,
Pinky
there was one
Pinky
before
and the
Pinky
Brain.
and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain had the same like similar whatever.
Yeah,
but it
it's
was
like,
a
what are we
different
gonna do today? Pinky take over the world?
Oh, this is a different one. This is like George and Lenny were the characters.
George and Lenny?
George and
It was
Lenny
literally like it was
from Of Mice
it was
and Men.
Looney Tunes. It was the big bulldog and the little bulldog.
Yeah.
He would the
Big
little scrappy
bulldog
one would
was
tell
always
it.
getting in trouble, and Lenny like yeah. Yeah.
Is this like the Tom and Jerry, but like of dogs?
All those cartoons ran and said it was either
Yeah, we gonna find it. We gonna find it.
fighting books or
Teenage Mutant
being
Ninja
racist. Is what it is.
It's a long time ago too.
Yeah.
So that's sad.
All right, last topic. Then we're rolling into open mic. So, Russia and Iran have recently been invited back to the Nobel banquets. They were kicked out last year for the war on Ukraine, and when you think about, I don't know, for me personally, when I think about the Nobel whatever, I always think about the Peace Prize. And I think it's kind of funny that Russia and Iran were the ones that were kicked out, but now they're back after a year waiting. But that leads to the question of, have you ever been invited to some shit where you know you didn't belong?
Oh, hell yeah. Graduation, yeah. There's a drive-thru and everything. I did it.
I got invited to a white cookout.
Oh.
Did you? Yeah, you went.
Oh, I went.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't eat shit. Like,
Play some cornhole.
hell yeah. You mean did I take money from white people? Absolutely.
Davey?
Any of the like staff, parties at the end of the year, staff parties at the end of the year that are just like everybody's getting sloshed, like everybody, and saying all of the shit, like especially the ones where you're like, I'm like the only black person, so they're all saying the shit that they would not say unless they had some alcohol in them. Oh my gosh, if you ever just need to talk about the things that you experience on this campus, I'm here, and I'm like, oh, stop touching me and my hair and everything. So yeah, maybe that.
I forgot about college. I was drunk through most of it. I had a lot of those deals. I think the first one I had was I was 16 or 17. I was 17, and like I said, I went to private school. So this girl invited me to a country club. I don't even know what you call it.
Hold down.
It was like I know the Mexican girls have quinceañeras,
Quinceañeras?
and yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Not what you said.
That's what I said. Quesadilla.
I cannot.
And Filipino girls, they have a debut.
Yeah,
You said that one right.
Too.
Yeah.
You like they didn't fuck that one up.
And
He's got
then so it was like a Sweet 16, but it was like a country club style like, you know how you watch MTV and they have my special Sweet 16 type shit? It was like one of those, but you gotta think this is the 90s. And I'm sitting there as the only black guy. And there's me and like 2 other football players, so at least I knew them to hang out with. But our girls just brought us to this thing and just left us at the table. And they was all partying and dancing around and dancing in the Grease, Lightning, and shit. Just white, like super white people songs. And I was just like, I don't.
Doing the boots, getting the boogie.
Yeah, I was just like, why am I here? No, if they had played country, I would have been fine with it. But it was a very much of like, I'm not technically your date, but I'm technically your date. But I'm just hanging out with 2 dudes I play football with. We could have been playing video games at the crib, but it was very, very disturbing. Yeah.
At school, I was invited to a party that I just knew I was going to be uncomfortable at, and it was like, oh, you gotta come to the party, I knew, like, this is how I knew it was going to go on. So I had very, like, active parents, and so the first question was going to be what adults are going to be there, right? Like, I knew that was going to be the first question, and I knew that there were going to be no adults, and I knew that if I went to the party, that people were going to find out that there were no adults at it. So I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. I didn't want to also be uncomfortable at the party and then be like out somewhere else. It was in the hood, so somebody would have to come pick me up. I was gonna be sitting in that hallway. I was just seeing all of these scenarios, and I just went to my parents and I was like, yo, can you tell me I can't go to this party? Because I was just trying to save my friends, But yeah, it ended up being like an orgy, and somebody got pregnant, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So
They pinpointed it to that night?
it was yes, they did. It wasn't difficult when you hear about what happened at that party. I was just like, wow, I really, yeah.
So square, Davey. That was seven.
Yeah.
Did they go on Springer later and find out who the dad was? Did they go on Springer and find out who the dad was?
Maury's the one that gets the
Maury.
results.
My man, you had one?
In high school basketball, they used to have an away locker room, except this one school just had the female locker room, and they didn't tell the girls, so I didn't feel like we were belonging there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My man?
So one time I went to Doja Cat when she went to the Republic.
Oh.
And after that, my friend invited me, met up with her friends, and they were like, "Yo, can you give me a ride?" Yada yada yada. I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." Apparently, my friend had no idea who the fuck these people were. They were just nice to each other for some reason. And then on the way there we ended up going to an after party instead, and that's where I felt really uncomfortable because on the way there, I realized all the people that I'm going to see in this after party are my mom's bosses.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
And I was underage at the time, and they were doing coke in my car. So
Oh shit!
So
I was like, you know what? I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah.
Did you get a blowy though?
I was trying to see if I could, and they were both like, "Oh, sorry, we have boyfriends." I'm like, "The fuck am I doing this for?"
Should've kicked them out of the car.
Yeah.
No one's called. They only told me after I was giving them the ride back home. I'm like, "The fuck."
That's what Ubers are for.
Okay, Republic. I don't know what it is about Republic, but now, okay, so invited to the Rick Ross concert. Let's start by saying that Rick Ross came like after he was supposed to perform for like 45 minutes. So the thing was supposed to be over, and he performed for 45 minutes in some janky ass looking sweatpants and left. Anyway, I was mad. I'm still mad. $54. I want it back. So anyway, I'm there, and I'm having it's a school night. 'Cause I'm a teacher, right? School night. I got 2 drinks in my hand. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm wilding. Like I'm pretty much wilding, and I'm having a good old time. And in the corner, I see this platinum blonde ass hair that I recognize. I'm like, wait a minute. And I just started a new job. It was a student. It was one of my current students. And I mean, I was getting it. So let's just be that I was having a good old time. And so I see, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know that underage kids could be here anyway. First of all, let's be clear. As a teacher, if I'm at a place where you're not supposed to be, I'm gonna tell, because you fucking up my experience by being here. So make sure you don't see. Make sure you stay out of my view, students. So I went over and I'm like, fuck, because in my head I'm like, I see them, so if they're not supposed to be here, so I say, hey, y'all supposed to be here? And they were like, yeah, we can be here. You just have to come with somebody who's 18. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of institution? What is this? So I'm like, all right, I'll see y'all on Monday. So I'm like, all right.
That's like here if you come with somebody who's.
Yeah, but 2018, I was not ready for that.
Fair enough.
But I ended up on Snapchat, I think, or TikTok. Backing
Check
up
us out.
on somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple of doing big shows, big comedy shows, and they're partying too much after the deal, and then like the coke comes and flies, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm at the wrong party. I gotta go. Just not my get down, and it's like, okay, see y'all.
Coke.
Thanks, famous people, for letting me hang out with y'all. I'm gonna go now.
You said flies. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, no, coke flying, coke. The snorted dust.
Okay, because I
going
thought you meant
all
like
around.
maybe a coke flew and then somebody started a fight. Like, I just needed to know. Sorry. I know. It's so real.
Square, Elsa. I told y'all.
Contrast going on here. Yes. Oh man.
Alrighty. Well, any other crazy stories where y'all was supposed to be where y'all wasn't supposed to be? Anything at all? Cool. Alright. I know y'all done had some shit go down. Some type of shit go down.
My sister only dates black guys. Is that funny?
You just said it like you're in a.
Yeah, that was very like a confessional.
It's the way you said it, my friend.
My name's Brian, 3 weeks sober. My sister only dates black guys.
It sounds like your introduction at a rally.
Holy shit!
Oh my god.
We need to do something about it. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of them smoking up all my weed.
So she got invited to a party in Brownsville, and I don't know if y'all are from, like, nobody, I don't know if y'all have been to New York.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, Brownsville's not the best place. And I drove her to the party. Found it out, bro. You figured it out.
Brownsville, MOP, New York. Yeah.
But no, there was like my friend's dad was like a high-ranking police officer. He was like, yeah, there's like double-digit stabbings there every day. Like it was like nuts. So but yeah, so I went to this party with my sister, and like my sister's whiter than me somehow, and we went in, and like there was one other white girl, so I picked her up pretty easily. But besides that, I just kind of observed and learned. It was a very educational experience.
And when the music played, and those words came up, what did you do? What did you do?
What words?
You know where.
The N-word?
Yeah. Good job.
My N-word is no.
Good job. Good job.
My N-word is not in public. No, I'm just
Not in public.
Alright, folks, this has been the Comedy Forum. Thank y'all for rocking with us for the Comedy Podcast. You can find it on Pepper Lamb Comedy on YouTube every week. So that's the get down. Let me clear these stages, and then we're gonna get open mic started. Yay!